Welcome to the Little Listeners, where magical tales come to life. Today, we revisit a pair of old friends for a brand new race in the heart of the forest. The tortoise and the rabbit, the second race. Once upon a time, deep in a peaceful forest, lived two old friends, the tortoise and the rabbit. Yes, that tortoise and that rabbit. They were famous for a race they ran long ago. The rabbit was fast and overconfident. The tortoise? Slow but steady. And in the end, the tortoise won. Not because he was faster, but because he never gave up. Years passed, and both of them grew wiser. The rabbit now spent his days teaching young animals how to jump, dash, and leap. He was still quick, but a little more humble. The tortoise? He had planted a garden and spent his time telling stories. He taught the young ones about patience and peace. One sunny morning, a curious young deer came bouncing up to them. Her eyes were wide with wonder. She asked, "If you raced again today, who would win?" The rabbit chuckled. The tortoise smiled. And just like that, the challenge was on. At sunrise the next day, the whole forest gathered. Birds chirped from treetops. Squirrels drummed on tree bark. Leaves rustled in excitement. This race was longer than before. And then the race began. The rabbit darted ahead. Not to show off this time, but with real focus. Calm, confident. The tortoise followed slowly, steadily, just like before. But halfway through the trail, something unexpected happened. The tortoise slipped on some moss near the stream and tumbled into a muddy ditch. The crowd gasped. The rabbit heard the noise. He paused, looked back, and saw his old friend struggling, legs stuck, shell sinking. The finish line wasn't far. He could have run on. He could have won. But instead, the rabbit turned around and hopped back. He reached into the ditch and helped pull the tortoise out, gently wiping the mud from his shell. He smiled and asked, "You okay, old friend?" The tortoise nodded. "Thanks to you." And from that moment on, they ran together. Sometimes, the rabbit led the way. Other times, the tortoise rode on the rabbit's back, especially when the path got rocky or the water was too deep. They helped each other. They laughed. They remembered what it meant to be friends. And when they reached the finish line, they crossed it together. The forest burst into cheers. Leaves fell like confetti. Birds flew in spirals above them. The young deer ran up and shouted, "You both won." The tortoise looked at the rabbit and said, "This time, we didn't race against each other. We raced with each other." That day, everyone in the forest learned something new. That true victory isn't about being first. It's about being there when someone needs you most. Because sometimes, the best way to finish first is to finish together. Thanks for listening to the Little Listeners. We hope you loved today's adventure. Remember, true winners lift others up. And sometimes, finishing together is the greatest victory of all.